First off, we know that Singapore is an oil refining hub. It is also an energy trading hub. Is this in conflict with its green transition?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Indeed, Singapore is a regional hub for petrochemicals as well as for fossil fuels trading. But we produce for the rest of the world. We export most of the products overseas. And these products, in turn, get used for very useful products and services. So many of our products actually are feedstock into renewable energy, such as batteries. I'd just like to say that we are very serious about our plan to transit our economy. We have a Singapore Green Plan 2030 that sets out our work for the next 10 years. It is a plan where we will galvanize all sectors, the government agencies with the private sectors, across all sectors of the industries and economy, and also the people and the community, so that we can move towards a low carbon future in unity. So
does that future, Minister, mean that Singapore will shift away from petroleum intensive industries?
We'll definitely want to see how we can produce things in a more carbon efficient way. We intend to move towards best in class for industries, and we're looking for opportunity where we can transition our economy. Green economy actually offers us many new opportunities in areas of green services, in carbon trading, and also in financing. So while we are looking for opportunities, as I mentioned earlier, we're also looking at how to improve the energy efficiency of our existing sectors. We want to be best in class so that when we produce our products, whether it is petrochemicals or other chemical products, we want to be as efficient as far as carbon as possible. At the same time, we're also looking at our energy mix. We want to quadruple our solar energy deployment. We are also looking for low carbon solutions such as hydrogen. So for example, yesterday we have just signed an agreement with New Zealand to cooperate on hydrogen. Similarly, we have agreements with Chile as well as Australia. Basically, it is to work together, collaborate with other countries, and also potentially importing some of the renewable energies from the region.
Minister, give us a sense of what you mean by your energy reset. You've had a long debate about electric vehicles there. It's a very tiny proportion of the number of cars on the road. So, where are you with this, and how do you, therefore, push this agenda further?
Well, definitely, I think that we have a carbon tax that we have already said that we will review. We are one of the few handful of countries in this part of the world that has a carbon tax. This is a way to put a price on the externalities of carbon emission, and also to incentivize our companies to invest in low carbon technology. When you have a price on carbon, I think companies will then look at the cost of carbon dioxide emissions carefully. Hopefully, this will then tilt the balance towards greener energy and as well as low energy products and services. We are also keen to...
Sorry, Minister, I just wanted to move to the EV part of my question, because, Singapore's been rather slow to pivot in that direction. Now, how do you get more people into these sort of vehicles? What are you going to do in terms of perhaps the subsidies or perhaps incentives, etc.?
Well, actually, we have not been slow. I think we are one of the earliest one in this region. We have very clear plan under the Singapore Green Plan on our plan to electrify our vehicle fleet. We have intention to, in a way, move out of diesel altogether in 2025. We have also planned to move entirely away from internal combustion engines by 2040. And we have plans to start implementing charging points with 8 towns being piloted to have infrastructure for charging. We also have an incentive scheme to encourage private property owners to also start installing EV charging points. So it's about encouraging the private sector to invest in the infrastructure, government also hand in hand improving the infrastructure for charging. And we have put in place incentive schemes to tilt the balance towards EV. So if you buy a car in Singapore, you will find that there is some grants that will encourage you to look at cleaner vehicles, both in terms of energy as well as air quality emissions.
I recall 3 years ago, Elon Musk saying that Singapore is unsupportive of EVs. I wonder if he has changed his mind since then. Minister, I just want to take you to the carbon tax. You talk about Singapore being one of the few countries with a carbon tax, but it's only at $5 per ton versus the likes of Sweden at $140. Do you think $5 is way too low?
We think that there's room to move, and we have already said so. Earlier this year in February in the Parliament, we intend to review this. We have some trajectory in mind, and we think that it's time to review that. It is really a way for us to allow the industries to respond as well, because obviously it will have impact on the cost of producing things in Singapore, the cost of emission in Singapore. But we think that it's necessary so as to put the right incentive for industries and for companies to look at the way that they are making things, the way that they're producing things. So it is an important signal to the market that carbon tax is being reviewed, and we will announce it shortly.
Could you review it earlier than the projected 2023?
We have said that we are in the process of reviewing and with the view of changing what we have announced.